I'm going to show you another situation. If your absolute value equation, if the absolute value part is not isolated by itself, as in this case the 6 is in our way, you have to always isolate the absolute value part of the equation first. So the 6 would need to move over in this case. So we subtract 6 from both sides. Now we have the absolute value of negative 3x plus 6 equaling 12. The absolute value part of the equation is isolated. It equals a positive number. Once again, we're going to have two answers. To find those two answers, you're going to set what's on the inside of your absolute value equaling to the negative of this number over here, and what's on the inside equaling to the positive of this number. And that's how you will find your two answers. So I'm going to set negative 3x plus 6 equal to negative 12, and negative 3x plus 6 equaling positive 12. We solve those two equations. Minus 6, negative 3x equals negative 18. Divide by a negative 3, divide by a negative 3. X is 6. There's one answer. On this equation, move the 6 over, change sides, change signs. Negative 3x equals 6. Divide by negative 3, divide by negative 3. And x is negative 2. To test those two answers out, we plug in. 6 times negative 3 is negative 18. Negative 18 plus 6 is negative 12. The absolute value of negative 12 is 12. 12 plus 6 is 18. 18 equals 18. It works. If you plug in negative 2 times negative 3 is 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. The absolute value of 12 is 12. 12 plus 6 is 18. 18 equals 18. It works. Those are the two answers that satisfy that equation. Now, if you get an absolute value, such as 4x minus 12 equals 0, and the absolute value is isolated, but it equals 0, you're not going to have two answers to the equation. You're only going to have one, because you can't set something equal to 0 and negative 0, because 0 is nothing. So you're only going to have one answer in this scenario. And so you simply set 4x minus 12 equal to 0, and then you're going to solve that equation, and that will be your one solution. So we move the minus 12 over, change sides, change signs. So we have 4x equaling 12. Division undoes multiplication. Divide by 4, divide by 4. 12 divided by 4 is 3. The one answer to that equation is 3. 3 times 4 is 12. 12 minus 12 is 0. The absolute value of 0 is 0, and 0 equals 0. It works. And then the last scenario I want to make sure that you know about is if your absolute value is isolated and it equals a negative number. So say we have negative 12x minus 8 equals negative 3. If your absolute value is isolated by itself and it equals a negative number, which it does in this case, automatically every single time your answer is no solution. And the reason why this problem, this equation has no solution to it is because I don't care what we plug in for x. Whenever we do the math in here, what are the absolute value bars going to do to this part of the problem? It's going to make it positive, and you can never have something that is positive equaling something that is negative. So anytime you're solving an absolute value equation, the absolute value is isolated and it equals a negative number, any negative number, your answer is always 100% of the time no solution. You don't need to do any more math on that.